I wanted to tell us this evening that character matters. I'm going to say it one more time. Character matters.
Amen.
It is mandatory for our growth, and a large reason why some of us are not growing in the body of Christ is because you're probably, sometimes we feel like we're doing all the right things. We come to church every Sabbath. We come to prayer meeting every Tuesday night. You feel me? And what I found out is that when you're doing all the right things, but still not getting the results or the growth that you need, chances are there might be something wrong in the character area, somewhere in there. And I'm not talking about character where we're dishonest, right? I'm just talking about character even on the lowest of levels. I found out that character is who you are when nobody is looking. So we won't even get to the point of infidelity or cheating on your spouse or, stealing. No, we're talking about the lowest level. And what I realize is that if you can't master your character on level 1, then there's no way for you to master it on level 5. Oh, come on, church family. I'm in the season now where God has told me on so many different occasions that I have blessed you just about as much as I can bless you with you being the person that you currently are. God has clearly made it plain, and I think he's not only made it plain to me, but he is in the process of making it plain to us as well, that as we travel into this new season, the old version of ourselves cannot go. And I've been saying this for some time now, and I'm going to stay right here until he tells me to move from this place. But I believe that we will not see the growth. We will not see what it is that God has in store for us until we become the same strength that it takes to go through the challenge and the difficulty and the adversities of life is the same strength that it takes to hold up the blessing once God decides to bless you with it. Some of us, God will not bless us with 500 grand right now, much less a mill, because he know that if you had 300 grand, it'll probably mess up your soul's salvation. We start buying stuff we ain't supposed to buy. Oh, come on, somebody. Fern, I promise you, I'm learning how to, and I promise you that God has been taking me on this this character-like journey where, like, for real, son, I need you to go back and look at all the things that are character flaws for you. Case in point, remember when some of us were in school and you had to study for that exam? You feel me, Desiree? And you knew that the exam was coming up, and so you studied night 1, night 2. It probably took you about 4 nights to properly prepare for this exam, but somewhere along night 2, some friends came over and said, hey, let's go out. And so you go out to go hang out at the pizza spot or wherever it is you go to hang out. You feel me? And you went out, you spent time, and you spent money and time doing something less worthwhile than studying for the exam. So the next day comes along now, and you go in there and you take the exam, and you didn't get a hot grade. Your grade was like, la basura, trash. You feel me? And then you look back at the exam, and you, like, for real, you're feeling it. You know that feeling that you get when you know that you're paying for school? Like you got time to play with and you got a bad grade? Character flaw. You knew you should have studied for the exam. You didn't study for the exam because and like, for real, I'm in this place now where my wife is just like, babe, I need you not to leave your socks right there. Oh, I could joke and I can laugh about it, but here's the funny thing. What I realize is that we don't get what we should get on the higher levels because we haven't mastered our character on the lower levels. She said, don't leave your jeans we got a leather bench in front of our bed. Please don't leave your jeans here because I'm trying to keep my room clean. And it's not something big, you know what I'm saying, Teresa, for us to argue about. But no, hear what I'm saying. It's not something big for us to argue about. right? But many a time I've left it there and God has whispered in my ear, it seems simple to you. Oh, come on, somebody. But I can't trust you with the big things if I can't trust you with the little things. Remember, she's watching you, and if you are the head of this household, how do you expect for her to be able to make the character adjustments on the lower levels if you can't even make them on the lower? I realized that when I studied the whole marriage dynamic, that the woman was made to glorify man, and man was made to glorify God. And if she stopped glorifying him, then there's a disconnect in between him and. Character matters.